if I gave in.
Welcome to the show, everyone. As all of you know, I made it to impossible for everybody to come on my show. We had a replay before, but now we're live, and I'm going to say hi to everybody that's watching us on Facebook. Like us, follow us. We're going to be sharing the show later on, and then when I do, then everybody else can like it and then share it, and it's going to keep on going and going and going. I'm going to go with my, I should say, next guest. My next guest is Kay Levon, and the last name is Middleton. She's the owner of Medi Solutions. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Thanks, Carol. I really appreciate being on the show today. But just to give you a little information about who I am a licensed broker. I've been licensed since 1999. And I have been in the healthcare industry for 40 years on the financial side. I was a manager at Stanford University Hospital, where I was in charge of claims, and did that for several years, and moved to Phoenix, Arizona. Was also with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona. And I worked for them to be in charge of all the hospitals in the state of Arizona to get their claims electronically submitted to Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona. Wow. And then I went into the sales division.
So I got to tell you, she knows her stuff, is she saying, okay? So let's talk a little bit about Medicare, because there's a real good reason why you're here. Also, what I really want to talk about, too, is this book that you're offering for everyone. And I think people need to understand. I know October's a big time for you. I get it. But there's a lot of people out there that are turning 65 on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
And they have to take care of these things. And they're thinking about it. They're thinking about it. They don't know what to do. And we're going to talk a little bit about your services and how you work with people. I would like to open up the lines to the audience, if it's okay to you.
Sure.
Because what I want to do is I'm going to offer this book for everyone. The book is called How to Make Medicare Clear, and it's through the United Health Care. So it's not something that you wrote.
Correct.
And it's something through them, and it's something that I think almost anyone who is just about turning 65 or before that, actually, that should have this book. So I'm going to open up the lines to the audience for people to call in. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll-free it's 1-866-536-1100. You're going to call in. Everyone's going to get it. It's free to you. It's How to Make Medicare Clear. Okay, let's talk about your services first. How do people work with you? Obviously, you have to do consultations with everyone.
Correct.
So tell everyone how you work with people.
Usually it's through referrals. And what people will do, they will contact me based on from where they're working, because I work with a lot of HR departments. So I'm their HR guru in Medicare. So once they call me, I do take an intake information, because Medicare is not one size fit all. It is a customization. And so when we talk about what it is that you need for me to get from you, it would be like, how do you get your health care services? Do you travel out of the state? Do you have a particular doctor that you need to see? Are you still working? Do you plan to still work after age 65? Those are the kind of questions I ask. I also get into the medications that they're taking, what types of medication and what the dosage, because I do a full analysis on their medications to make sure I find the correct plan for them. Because it's all about saving money at the end of the day.
It sure is, and everybody wants to save money. Now, you can check her out on her website, which is Medicare101hub.com. You can also call her. Everything that you do with them, basically, is your service free?
It is complimentary. Yes, it is.
Complimentary. That's right. I have to say complimentary service. That number to call her direct at 623-806-4200. But you know what? Call in here. Get this book. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's someone that you know that is turning 65. That's very important. Also, there's a lot of people that need to check on their Medicare to make sure that it is correctly being done, too. So the book is called How to Make Medicare Clear. It's through the United Health Care. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll-free it's 1-866-536-1100. Okay, there's 4 parts to Medicare. Let's talk about that.
Well, the 4 parts are A, B, C, and D.
Thank you.
The alphabet. That makes it really easy, right? But A is strictly for your hospitalization, meaning that you've been admitted into the hospital and stayed overnight. Not what sometimes it gets involved with observation, which is not a true admission. So A is for the hospital. B is for the medical portion, which includes your doctor's visits, your lab work, your lab work, and your outpatient surgeries, your therapy services, anything outside of being in the hospital. C is what they call a Medicare Advantage program. It takes away from the federal government program and are ran by and administered by private insurance companies. And D is the drug component. So it houses all your outpatient medications that you're taking. And so that's what A, B, C, and D is.
Okay. But there's some things there's donuts, there's all sorts of stuff in there.
With that D, yes. There's a lot going on with the Part D. There's 4 phases to it, Carol. The first phase is the deductible phase. And the federal government sets the tone on what that deductible is going to be. And this year is $405. And what that means, you have to pay out of your pocket the first $405 of your medication before your plan kicks in. And then the second phase is what they call the initial phase. And this phase talks about where you co-share your costs. There are the tiers level, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, and 5. And then there's the donut hole. This is where you're going to pay a little bit more for your medications during that time. And then once you've passed that, then you go into what they call the catastrophic stage, with your costs will go down really very low. But there are thresholds that you have to meet before you go into each one of those categories.
And that's why it's important to talk to someone like you.
Absolutely.
I mean, because a lot of people try and do these things on their own. They're looking on the websites and things like that. Tell them the importance of talking to someone who's been doing it for 40 years.
Absolutely. It is important that you talk with an agent that is an independent or broker, because when you talk with someone who may be a captive agent, they're only dealing with one insurance. You're dealing with a broker who has a multitude of different plans that she can, like myself, can choose for you. And it's important because we know all the rules, the regulations, because we have to take tests every year. Matter of fact, my federal government one is coming up in June. And so I have to do that examination every year. And then all the insurance companies I represent, I have to recertify every year.
Wow.
So I have to be on top of all the rules and regulations. And you know, with our government now, it's a lot of changes going on. And we don't know one day from the next what's going to happen.
Well, the important thing is for you to check her out. It's great for you to be able to listen to her and hear what she's all about, because you can obviously tell she's extremely experienced and knowledgeable. So her website that she'd like you to go on is Medicare101hub.com. You can also call her. This is a complimentary service to you. So the number is 623-806-4200. I'm going to keep the lines open here for the rest of the show for everybody to call in. The book is called How to Make Medicare Clear, and Medicare is not clear. And that's why everybody should have this book, whether it's you or you give it to somebody. And it's through the United Care, which everybody knows that. It's through United Healthcare. So our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. So there's a big difference between Medicare Supplement and Medicare Advantage plans?
Oh, absolutely, Carol.
What's the difference?
Well, with the Medicare Supplement, it goes hand in hand with your federal government Medicare, the red, white, and blue card that people will have. And it allows you to go to any doctor or any healthcare provider in the United States that accepts Medicare. It doesn't have any networks that you have to stay into or doctor referrals. You can make a choice. These benefits or these plans are also what they call standardized. They don't change. They're set by Congress. And so they're through A through N, the different plans, but the plans are the plans.
More
no matter what,
alphabets.
Right, more alphabets to get you a little confused. And that's why you need someone like myself to help you out. But going ahead again with the supplements, that is from A through N that the plans are, but the most popular one is F and G. So, which means that it will pay a majority of, if not all, of your out-of-pocket expenses on Medicare.
We're going to be going to a break, and real quickly before we go, everyone that turns 65, do they automatically get a card?
No.
So we're going to talk about that when we get back, because that's what people think, that they're going to be in the mail just because it's your birthday present. It doesn't work like that. So So you want to check her out on her website. It is Medicare 101 Hub and .com, and then you can also call in here for the book. It's How to Make Medicare Clear. It's through United Healthcare. It's not something that she wrote, but she said it's great information for everybody to have out there. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You can also understand that this is a complimentary service for you. That's what this is. It's complimentary for you to use her services, so it makes sense to use somebody. She's been doing this since 1999. That's 40 years of experience, so she knows what she's talking about. You can also call her direct. Again, it's a complimentary service to you. That number is 623-806-4200. We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit further about this. Call in and get this book. It's How to Make Medicare Clear. 602-277-5369. So welcome back, everyone. And we're talking to Kay Levon Middleton, and she is the owner of Medi Solutions. And people always wonder, well, why are you on now? Well, people are turning 65 every single day, a lot of you. And we have our lines open here for everyone to get the book, How to Make Medicare Clear. This is through United Healthcare. She wants you to understand that it's not something that she wrote. It's through them, and it's great information to make this easier for everyone. Her services are complimentary to you. So it's you or someone that you know. That's what networking's all about, and that's why I have this show out there for everybody to be able to get this information. You can call in here. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Get the book and have a consultation done. The assessment that you do with them is incredible. I mean, you have a lot of questions.
Absolutely.
We had, before the break, we had asked you if they get the card in the mail automatically, and you said no.
No.
How do they get one?
Well, it depends on a few things. If you are a person who has end-stage renal disease that's on dialysis, or if you're a person that has ALS disease, or a person who's been receiving state disability for over 24 months, you will automatically get your Medicare card. Even if you're also, too, I forgot one other piece, if you're receiving your Social Security retirement benefits, you will all automatically get your Medicare card. If you're still working and none of those things apply to you, you have to go ahead and enroll into Medicare. And you have a 7-month window to do so without penalty.
So you get penalized if you don't do it. Huh.
Yes.
So how much does that cost people?
Well, it's not inexpensive. So what will happen?
See, you don't like the word cheap. That's okay. It's not cheap. Go ahead. I'll say it for you.
What will happen is that you will be charged 10% every 12 months that you were eligible and didn't do it. And that's a lifetime penalty.
Wow.
It only goes away when you transition to the heavens. Yeah.
So it is important that people that are listening to this understand that there are some ramifications if you don't do it.
Right.
It's not something that you can wait on. It's something that you have to do.
You have to do.
Now, she's been doing this since 1999, so she's got 40 years of experience. She really knows the ins and outs of Medicare and the whole medical field, obviously. So you can check her out on her website, which is Medicare101Hub.com, and we've got our lines open here for you to get the book. She wants everyone to have it. It's How to Make Medicare Clear. It's through the United Healthcare. The number is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. And again, we want to make sure that you understand that all of her services are complimentary to you, so it doesn't cost you anything for her to talk to you and help you with this. So before we went to a break, too, after we were talking, you said that you wanted to go a little bit more into the Medicare Advantage plans.
Right. The Medicare Advantage plans are governed by the private insurance companies. You're no longer a part of the federal government Medicare. You have opted out of that. So you have these private insurance companies now becoming your Medicare plan. And they mimic more like employer benefits. They're HMOs and PPOs. And they also, a lot of them here in our state, especially in our county of Maricopa, also include the Part D with the drug plan. And you see these advertised a lot on television. Also, too, when you use this program, there are networks that you have to use, and there are doctors on that network that you have to use as well. So you can't be your solo person finding your own doctor. You have to stay within the network. And it's service area restricted. So if you're in Maricopa County, you can only do it in Maricopa County unless you have an emergency or an urgent care situation where you can do outside of the county or outside of the state. But they have a lot more limitations than the supplement.
Wow. So there's a lot of things that you have to think about. So the penalties are pretty big. Again, you said that.
Yes.
They're huge. And that's why you really need to make sure that you jump on this and get this information. And again, it's a complimentary service to you. You can call her direct. Her number is 623-806-4200. Or you can call in here. I'll get you connected with her. And you can get the book. Everyone that's calling in is going to get it. It's How to Make Medicare Clear. It's written through the United Healthcare business company. So don't think it's not her that she wrote it.
Right.
She wants you to understand that it was through them. So again, that number here to call is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. So let's say somebody is still working at 65 or even longer. Let's say they want to, I hope to be working longer than that. Do they need to still enroll into Medicare?
Well, it really depends on what type of employer that they're with. If they're working with an employer that has less than 20 employees, yes, they will have to sign up for Medicare all the way, A, B, and D. If they're working for an employer that has over 20 employees, they can delay enrolling into Medicare. So they can continue with their benefits through their employer. But when they get ready to make that decision to retire, they can enroll into Medicare Part B by signing a couple of forms that Social Security needs. And once they do that, they have at least 63 days after that to really make a decision if they're going to do a supplement or a Medicare Advantage program. And I use that date as being the shortest date because depending on the plan, it could be longer. But I always do the shortest date because people sometimes procrastinate and they
You're
don't do
telling
it.
me that?
And they
What
don't
did
do
I tell
things
you at the
timely.
break?
So I just give them
Everybody
one
does.
time. I give them one date. So get it done in 63 days after you disenroll from your employer benefits.
And again, there's a lot of people out there that just don't realize that this is something that is more of an urgency to do than they think. They just don't think, and it doesn't just happen. You need to make sure that you get it done right. Going online, information, it's a lot of information out there. What do you feel about people going online?
Well, there's a lot of information, and the Medicare.gov has a great website that kind of walks you through everything, and it can even tell you what plans that are available in your area. But you don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm. And what also you don't know is that these are things that are, when you are working with someone like Kayla Vaughn, is that you have somebody that actually is going to work with you to make this almost like a personal program for yourself.
Right, it's customized
It's
for you.
customized.
Yes,
Right.
exactly, based
Okay.
on your needs.
So, okay, it's important then to have a licensed person like you do it.
Oh, absolutely. Because if they don't have a license, they can't offer you any products because you have to be licensed to be able to sell the different insurance programs for Medicare.
I want to talk to you a little bit about your website because the one thing that I remembered just now that you were talking about the website that
Yes.
offers things on there.
Yes.
And I think I'd like for you to be able to say that because you really wanted to use it and there was a reason for that.
Right. This website that we're talking about, Medicare101hub.com, it also has, I call a university of Medicare information. There's tutorials on there. They're about segments, maybe 2 minutes long, about different subject topics about Medicare. It also gives discounts. So they have discounts for hearing aids, medication, and also entertainment. If you're going to Six Flags with your family, you got some discounts. If you're going to the movies, you got some discounts. It's a really great website that I provide for my clients. So now I'm providing them all for you today.
Well, that's awesome. And so it's Medicare101hub.com. You can also call her. Remember, this is a complimentary service to you. It doesn't cost you anything to do this, and you'll be able to really learn something from someone who's been doing this for 40 years, so she really knows what she's talking about. And the number to call her direct at 623-806-4200. And I'm going to keep my lines open here for everyone to be able to call in throughout the rest of the show and get the book. And maybe it's for you or someone someone that you know. It's how to make Medicare clear. And again, that number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. So, okay, let's say someone, real quickly, because we have less than a minute here, how can I afford the cost of Medicare when my Social Security income is so low?
Okay, that's a good question. So basically, when you're having a very low income, there are some federal subsidies that you can get, and a lot of people do not know about it. And so you can also get discounts or less out-of-pocket costs on your medication, or even have your Part B, as in boy, paid for by the government. So something that we can get together on and talk about. Your income has to be under at least $1,500 a month, but we can look at those options and maybe you'll qualify.
Right. So the only way you're going to know is by talking to her. Again, you could check her out on her website. There's tons of information on their website, videos and things like that, but also discounts for the movies, for
hearing aids,
medications,
that's huge.
Medications. Wow. So again, go up on that website. It's Medicare101.hub, and I'm sorry, I said it wrong. So it's Medicare101hub.com, and that phone number to call her direct, again, don't forget, this is a complimentary service to you. That phone number to her is 623-806-4200. I'm going to keep my lines open here for everyone to call throughout the rest of the show for the book. It's How to Make Medicare Clear. It's through United Healthcare. So give us a call here and get it. Everyone's getting it for free for you. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100.